In today's brief video, I want to address what my weed addiction actually looked like and the reality of quitting smoking weed for me. And I want to do so by starting off addressing a recent comment that was left on one of the community posts that I had that was a photo of me and my son. The person states, "If you weren't a family man, you probably wouldn't stop using. Now you have to care and stand for other people than yourself, a baby and your wife. That's why you've stopped deep inside. You had a reason to stop." And I see comments like this all the time, and I used to think the same thing about other people that I would see quit smoking weed, quit drinking alcohol, whatever the substance was that they were giving up. And I have a few statements I'd like to make. When I quit smoking weed, I did not have the reality or the things that you see now today. And you'll never see what my life looked like when I was high because none of that was documented. I wasn't doing anything. I was stoned a lot. I don't have photos of those times because they were dark times. They weren't happy things. When I quit smoking weed, my reality was this. I had gone from having a fairly nice apartment in the downtown area of my city to living back at home with my mother. I had gone from having a business that was doing okay, that was in the process of falling apart. I had gone from having some money to very, very little to no money. I had gone from having what was a fairly significant relationship to a complete breakup, a breakup so bad that the girl moved out of the state. Okay. I did not have a child. Thank God I didn't have a child at that point in my life. And I really had a complete lack of stability. During that time, my parents had just gotten through a very, very rough divorce. To say to me, "Of course you're sober. Look at all the wonderful things you have. You have a wife, you have a child, you have a nice house, you have a thriving business." I had none of those things when I was quitting smoking weed because addiction had robbed me of all of those things. And I want to be very, very clear about that. I didn't have a reason to quit. I didn't have motivation to stop using drugs. I didn't have any of that. What I had was some faith, a glimmer of faith that life could be better if I changed. Because the only thing that wasn't changing in my life was me. The actions that I was taking, the things that I was doing day in and day out. Other people's lives were actively changing. My sister has kids now. My sister's, by the way, younger than me. They have kids. They have their own homes. They have their husbands. Their lives are moving on. My parents' divorce ends. Their lives are moving on. The only thing that was staying consistent was me and my actions, smoking weed, binge drinking alcohol, going on these, pointless, useless dates, just seeking not healthy things in relationships, right? Nicotine, adult media content, weed, nicotine, adult media content, weed, day in and day out. My life fell apart because of that. And that's the case for most people. Most people, when they're quitting drugs, aren't quitting because they're saying, life is so good. Look at my family. Look at my kids. Look at my income. Look at the things that I have going on. That person wouldn't quit if that was their life and they were using substances. They would have no purpose in quitting. Most people quit drugs because their life is going in a negative direction or they're not in the place that they want to be in. So when you see someone who quit drinking, when you see someone who quit smoking, and they have things that maybe you wish you had, or things that you want, it's that addicted voice saying, well, yeah, of course they quit. Look how great their life is. Look how good everything is for them. Of course they're sober. That's a lie crafted by the addicted voice in your mind. Everything you see on my YouTube channel today, everything you see on my social media, I cultivated, I curated it, I created it. And I did so the beginning stages at least, by quitting smoking weed, putting down the adult media content, quitting nicotine, quitting the binge drinking on a weekly basis. I did so by stopping all of those things. I put a lot into my physical health. I put a lot of time and effort into coaching when it came to my businesses. I put a lot of time and effort into my mental health and starting to take better care of myself. Literally simple things: getting more sunlight, going to bed at a reasonable hour, trying to eat better, trying to regulate the hours that I work and stay up. It was a lot of work to get the things in life that I have today. What you see today is the result of 8 years of sobriety and a hell of a lot of work each year in that process. Now, another thing people will say is, well, yeah, you have all this stuff because of your YouTube channel and you're making money because of people with addiction. No, I had things well before I had the YouTube channel. I redeveloped a very successful chiropractic practice. We're one of the top rated practices in my city, in my area, okay? I had an online business that dealt with CBD oil that did quite well. I had a lot of other things. I had other side hustles. I had other involvement in other social media things involving chiropractic that I had income from. What you're seeing here today was aftermath of all of that stuff. It was the next chapter. So don't allow yourself to make excuses like that. They have it better than me. That's why they quit. They have things different than me. That's why I can't quit. If you want those things, you have to change. If you don't change, nothing will ever change. The world will continue to go on. The people around you, the relationships, the lives of others will continue to evolve. But you will remain exactly the same, doing the same things tomorrow, the same things that you were doing yesterday. And just one simple change for me changed a lot. And that started with quitting the substances. If you need help with that, be sure to check out our Addiction Mindset group coaching community in the pinned comment. We host weekly live calls in a private group setting. We have our Kick It, Crave Less gum supplements to help people get through those first few days of quitting. And then, of course, we have our one-on-one addiction mindset recovery coaching programs. If you need help with that shift in mindset, if you're seeing my stuff and you're saying, you know what, I kind of want some of those things, I kind of want to go that direction, book a call, join the community, check out the supplements, or just follow me into the next video. Until next time.